I have such a fun color analysis update for all of you. And you've seen perhaps this virtual color analysis client before shared in my content, and we received another update from her this past weekend. And I'm going to go through the whole timeline and chain of events that have occurred over more than 3 years with this client. So stay tuned. I initially color analyzed this client in early 2021, and I posted a YouTube video with her permission, and here's the name of that YouTube video below, showing initial color analysis details. And to recap, if you didn't see this video, her color analysis result is a fully warm skin undertone, and she is a warm spring, which is the palette between spring and autumn. She had been previously color analyzed and given winter results, which is a cool palette. I've also seen another video online of her being color analyzed, giving a cool and softer palette. And so I would never say those other color analysis professionals were wrong. I would just say they're different systems, and at least one of those other systems do not cover her colored hair, which is pictured here. This, in fact, is her natural hair color in her teen years. As you know, if you watch my content, that somebody with this natural hair color would never be given a cool undertone result in the system I use. They wouldn't be given a winter result, and they certainly wouldn't be given a cool and soft result. And this client initially received her color analysis result. She was in denial or didn't believe me, and she wrote in and said, I did my very best, and she was thankful for that, but in essence she was implying that she didn't believe the result of warm spring. She even at the time had wrote in indicating her family had seen her in her warm spring colors, and she had her darker hair color still, and her family didn't agree with her result. And I have said in the past in my content, it's so hard to dissect what complements or not complements in terms of colors you're wearing are in terms of psychology. Are they because the people looking at you don't like the colors, or perhaps they do like the colors if they're complimenting you in terms of the colors on their own? In many cases, they actually aren't doing a color analysis on you. This is the picture she wrote in with at the time, and I said, well, if you're framing 3 sides of your face with a hair color that's not aligned with your coloring or your color analysis result, that's usually a factor. And that's when I loaded this picture into a website that does hair color changes and switched her hair color to be more in harmony with her natural. And here's the image I wrote her back with and said, have you actually contemplated changing your hair color to be aligned with your natural color, for instance, or the coloring a match to your palette? And after some contemplation of that image that I had sent, she wrote in and said, oh my goodness, you're so right. I'm paraphrasing. And so she really took into mind about changing her hair color, but to change from here, which is a colored hair, to a lighter and brighter hair color is quite a switch at the hair salon, and you have to take into account hair health and what have you. So it's not a one-time appointment likely. And then more than 3 years later, we heard back from her this past weekend, and she has now officially colored her hair color to the warm spring palette, which I'm going to share with you her picture she provided over the weekend in a second. But in the meantime, apparently she was color analyzed through another system and through another professional, and she thought she was going to receive a warm spring or something similar through that service, but she actually again received a result that she wasn't resonating with. She hadn't been resonating with the cool and soft result she had received previously, and this latest go around, the colors that were recommended included like ash hair colors in the medium brown range, even a platinum blonde. And she tried those out, as you can read below, and she wasn't feeling it. And so she definitely continued on with her warm spring palette implementation, and she says she feels alive again, and it makes a huge difference. And in these next photos, she even indicates that these are pictures just before she's going to bed, so the lighting's not optimal, but she has no foundation on whatsoever. Just to go back here before I display those latest pictures, here's her before with the very darker hair color in the black range. And here's another image of that. And here she is with the warm spring hair color. And you can see she's wearing a warm top as well. And again, these aren't in optimal lighting, but you can definitely see that she's vibrant and glowing, and the hair color is no longer overwhelming her. It's harmony. Here's another image she provided. And here's another image that she provided of her taking pictures in her new palette. I was so happy to receive your update. Thank you so much for sharing your update with us after like a 3-year process. I'm filled with appreciation for you. Yay, warm spring.